Scott Lara, president of militaryfairs.com, your one-stop shop for travel. If you're a member of the military, if you're a veteran like I am, or a family member of a military person, go to militaryfairs.com for hotels, airfare, all-inclusive resorts, and cruises. So militaryfairs.com, I'll tell you, the best part of my job is getting those great discounts for our members of the military and veterans. Saving money is just one of my top priorities. And I think that, we as veterans or even as active duty military people, we're all on a budget, right? We're trying to save money where we can. And I can tell you, when I go to a Jaguars game here in Jacksonville, I love it when they say, "Veterans, please stand up. Thank you for your service." And that means a lot to me. It really does. And I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm proud of it. I was in the Navy from 79 to 88. I was a radarman on the Morrison FFG-13 and Ticonderoga CG-47. I was an instructor at the Hydrofoil Squadron down in Key West. And I also worked at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, where I ran a hospital barracks. So I've had a great Navy career. But again, it goes back to what can companies do for members of the military and veterans. And that's why I'm so proud to be president of militaryfairs.com, because giving discounts or receiving discounts on travel is huge.
Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
What's up, everybody? What? Don't laugh at me, Candace. Don't laugh at me.
I wasn't expecting it to just be me and you.
Well, guess what? It's just you and me. They have let the inmates run the asylum here at HomeFront Sitrep. I'm your host, Brandon Cooper. And for the very first episode, only on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have Candace. We got to give her some time off, ladies and gentlemen. She works hard. She works hard for the money. So hard for the honey. Okay, anyway. Everybody, welcome to Home.
I'm a hot mess. This isn't going to be my normal night, but this is what you get. Like,
hey,
you know
what?
Hot today.
It is hot. It's very hot. You know what else is hot? Flying places, going to see stuff, like getting out of your city.
You're flying.
Well, as long as you watch out for the new Boeings, but anyway, we'll talk about that later. And what else? Hey, Jeremy, what's happening? Welcome to the dumpster fire that is Tuesdays and Thursdays HomeFront Sitrep. I'll be sitting with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're gonna have a great time. I can see your face and your shoulders, and somebody drew all over your shoulder.
I know, and yeah. Look, I don't know which one I'm reaching for, but
that's okay. I do that.
And my arm, like all over. I know. But this one,
I'm all over too.
This is my daddy's handwriting, so it's extra special. And
I like that.
So,
and each of my tattoos come from a different place. And boy, traveling's expensive.
It is so expensive.
Like I have to go out. I have to go out to South Dakota a good bit, and from South Carolina to South Dakota, it's like $1,000 to fly. It's ridiculous.
So when's the last time you went on vacation? Because mine was just a month ago, and we drove.
A vacation?
Yeah.
Having 8 years, I'm always working for veteran nonprofits. So
okay,
I have none.
Mine was a month ago. And even though I didn't fly, like still there's some expense in it, and it sucks. Yeah. And sometimes travel just
I mean, and you always wonder, like, I sure would like a military discount. But you're not gonna go to an airline site and be like, click here for your military discount, or I'm a poor person, help me out because I'm military.
I don't get those.
Well, there's a reason why you don't get those.
Look, everybody, look, it's our producer Willis.
It's a ghost.
What's up, buddy?
This will be the one and only time I ever say this. I have done more for veterans than some veterans have done for us.
Agreed.
You might be 100% on that, but unfortunately, you didn't sign your name on the dotted line. That's like the almost.
No, but here's a great little thing. I'm getting ready to.
Look what I found. Look at this. Look, I was scouring the internet. Dude, I was scouring the internet, and I'm like, there's got to be a place.
You're so full.
There's got to be there's got to be a website or something. And look what I found. I found military fairs.
Veterans and
and
active military.
I have a lot of
flights, hotels. That's everything,
right? Look at all that, and I have a ton of questions. And guess who we have sitting back in the green screen? The man, the myth, the legend, the guy who put this all together, Mr. Scott. Bring him on up, please.
How you doing, my friends? Great to be on the show tonight.
Thank you so much. Listen, of all the things that we have, our time is worth the most. And I definitely want to thank you. Hey, put him in the big one. There we go. I want to thank you for, I don't know what's happening right now.
I feel like we're the Brady Bunches now. We just keep
moving. The dumpster's on fire, but it's good. Anyway, I want to thank you so much for taking your time out to come on our silly little show. And I love it. Jeremy Daniels here says, I'm 100% disabled veteran, homeowner in Vegas, perma vacation. Right. So, okay, let's just start with the basics. Tell everybody just a little bit about who you are, Scott.
Well, appreciate it. My name is Scott Lara. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, happily married for 40 years to my wife, Marty, and stationed here. It was stationed here at Mayport. Met my wife at church, and 2 grown kids, and we got 3 grandkids now, which are just amazing. I wish I would have had my grandkids first, but that's another story. And so I was stationed here at Mayport on the Morrison FFG 13. It's a Perry class frigate. I was a radarman. And so I got married, went down to Key West where our daughter Brittany was born. Then we went to Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, where I stationed. Being a Navy guy at Camp Lejeune was kind of weird. But I tell you, the Marines are just the most exceptional group of people I've ever met. And my brother was actually a Marine in the first Gulf War. He was on the Tripoli and ran up the beach and did his thing. And so very familiar with the Marines, a lot of respect, a lot of love for them. And so we were at Camp Lejeune. Then I went on the Ticonderoga CG-47 and then went ahead and got out of the Navy. And it's kind of interesting because I've always loved to travel. I joined the Navy because my assistant manager at the Kmart camera department outside of Chicago said, join the Navy, see the world. But he forgot to tell me that the world's 75% water. Right. So I traveled all over Italy, Spain, France, Panama Canal, Suez Canal, Straits of Hormuz, all over the world. And so I love to travel. And then when I got out of the Navy, I was fortunate enough to be a travel agent and selling cruises and so forth. And so my wife and I started on going on cruises and Carnival, Holland America. And so had a lot of fun doing that. And back in August, this guy reached out to me and he said, hey, I have a company called militaryfairs.com. And I see you're a veteran. And I also see you love to travel. You want to run it? And I said, put me in, coach, I'll do it. And so since last August, I've been having just the greatest time sharing deep discounts on airfare, cruises, all-inclusive resorts, hotels. And as you all were mentioning before I came on, a lot of people don't know that you get discounts on travel. And many times cruise lines won't tell you, hotels won't tell you. And so that's kind of my job. And that's why I appreciate being on this platform to share with my fellow veterans and active duty personnel that militaryfairs.com is here for you. I'm here for you to give you great discounts on travel.
That's wonderful. Because I travel a lot. I'm on the board of directors of several nonprofits. And I'm all over the place. And
did you say it was like 7 or 8 years?
What?
Didn't you just say it was 7 or 8 years?
Well, yeah, I travel for work.
Oh, okay.
This is why you're not going to be on Thursday. So, the airfare, we got to factor that in. And,
right.
There was a time when I was going between South Carolina and Kansas City, Missouri, once a month. I finally just had to start driving, which is expensive too with hotels. And I hate to say it. Well, yeah. And some of those hotels will fight you over a military discount because I've seen it. So it's just wonderful to have it all in one place. Let's talk a little bit about the website. Can you pull that back up, Willis? I think I still got it. So, look at this wonderful website. It almost reminds me of like a booking.com, except better, military fairs. But it just seems real simple to go through. What made you decide that you wanted to go full force, or as you said, put me in coach with this particular entity?
Well, I will tell you, my friends, is that as a veteran myself, I want the best deal I can anywhere. My wife will tell you, and I'll tell you, that on Veterans Day, I hit every place. I go to O'Charlie's, I go to TGIF, I go get a Dunkin' Donut, I get a free cup of coffee. Right. And so, for Veterans Day, I like that. And of course, when we go to the Jaguars game, which we haven't in a couple of years, veterans, please stand. Thank you. And so I think as a veteran, personally, I like to be recognized for my time in the service. And that's what really brought me, why I said yes to this, because so many times veterans and active duty, I'll be honest with you, back in the day when I was an E4 in the Navy, we were on the WIC program down in Key West. We were getting the government butter, the government milk, government cheese. And so the military, we tend to get, the scraps, and so when I had this opportunity to run military affairs and I have a team of people who are there answering the phones and doing the website and everything, it was just kind of a match made in heaven for me to be able to help fellow veterans get what they deserve.
and that's a wonderful reason to get into it. And you're right. I had a lot of friends that were, when I was active duty, that were, you want to swap us? I kind of feel weird talking to
This was so weird.
There, producer.
It shut me up for a second. So if you want to shut me up, just block me out.
It's wild. Anyway, we're listen, y'all. We're working through some growing pains, but you know what? We're gonna get through. It's gonna be a great show. And I like what you said, because you were like, I like discounts.
I do.
I like, a lot of people are like, oh well, they dance around the reality, and I like the truth. People are like, oh, I just want to help veterans. I want discounts, and I love it. It's who doesn't? What's up, Rich? How are you, buddy?
I am so excited that he said that, because I can't tell you how many veterans I yell at because they're like, I don't feel like I deserve it. I shouldn't be out being made special of. And I love the fact that you're like, I go everywhere on Veterans Day. And I wish everybody would take an opportunity to, if you're going to go out to eat anyways, ask. You deserve it. You put yourself out there, and you deserve a free meal. At least you're 10% off. Come on.
Well, let me comment on that, because
right.
I know people that are in the space of helping veterans, like with mental health and so forth, and also with senior home care. which is another benefit about being in the military. And I know so many veterans say, give it to the guy from Afghanistan, give it to the guy from Iraq, give it to the guy from Iran, don't give it to me. My wife's grandfather was a World War II bombardier. And, you know, he was up there in age and everything. But so many veterans say, don't give it to me, give it to the young guy. Well, I'm 60, I'll be 63 this year. And, you know, if I can get a discount, if I can get something for free, I'm going to. You know, I think
100%. Yeah,
you know?
I love it.
Right. And there's okay, guys that are out there watching that are like, you know, give it to the Iraq guy or Afghanistan guy. I am the Iraq and Afghanistan guy, and I'm saying you need to take it. There's no shame in taking it. Like,
well, let me say this as well, because, and forgive me, I'm just getting over a head cold.
No,
the fact of the matter is that because I was stationed at Camp Lejeune in 87 and 88, I get VA benefits. And so I have VA hearing aids, I have glasses. You know, I'll share, you know, I just had double hernia mesh surgery, you know, that, and when that explanation of benefits came in, you know, $100,000 that,
right.
And of course the VA didn't pay that much. They paid a fraction of it. But the point I'm just trying to say is that by being a veteran, you know, that's what I want, you know, those of you who are out there, take advantage of those benefits.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not, oh, we're getting a discount or whatever. I mean, okay, less than 1% of the U.S. population serves. You earned it. Like,
You're getting respect. It's not a discount. Right. You're getting respect.
You're getting, yeah. I think I caught your.
Oh my goodness! Cough. What is happening?
I have it too. Yeah. But it's just amazing that it's all in one place, because, you know, I've seen these other supposed veteran-friendly discount travel places, and I have to jump through a fiery hoop while drinking gasoline to even get in it, and it's not worth it.
Or else they'll put a fee, or they'll put something on the back end or whatever. It's kind of a bait and switch. But like with us, when you go to militaryfairs.com, you know, what you see is what you get. If you want to add other stuff on, like, you know, whatever bags, this, that, and the other. But it's something I'm really excited about. And, you know, if you Google Scott Lara, Lara, on YouTube, you'll see all my YouTube videos. You can also Google Military Fairs. You'll see that YouTube channel where just sharing. I mean, I share almost every day. Now, Thursday and Friday I didn't, because I really couldn't talk. But just sharing about travel, about Italy, Spain, France, Greece, cruises, resorts. And it's just a lot of fun.
And, you know, and you've mentioned cruises. You mentioned
Rich that probably wishing he would have had this.
Oh, right. Well, and, you know, you're mentioning cruises, and earlier you mentioned that that you and your wife went on cruises, Carnival, right. Holland, whatever. Right. And I will tell you, I have never been on a pleasure cruise because I just couldn't. I couldn't afford it. I just, you know, and they're like, oh, you can pay over the year. Well, if I'm barely putting food on the table, how am I going, you know, go on a cruise? Which is why I'd never been on one. But with your site, like, I'm starting to think maybe it's time to take Mama on a nice cruise.
Well, email me directly, scott@militaryfairs.com. With the website, we got all-inclusive resorts. We have hotels and airfare. I'm handling the cruises because I want that personal attention for everybody that comes on board. Because let me tell you a little secret. Back in the day, people would call me and say, hey, Scott. I say, hey, what? You know, tell me about cruises. Well, you know, I'm going to put a $25 hold on your credit card. Well, why? Because I'm going to spend 30 minutes with you telling you the difference between Norwegian Cruise Line, between Royal Caribbean, between, you know, all these different cruise lines. And then they hang up and they go to Costco. They go to Costco to get a cruise so they get a $50 gift card. So I've learned real quick, you know, to qualify people. Now, I don't do that now because I'm working with veterans and so forth. But the point I'm just trying to say is that when I'm talking to a fellow veteran, you know, there's a trust there, you know. So if somebody says, give me an example. This is funny. I was on the Morrison from 1980 to about 83, 84. And one of my old Navy buddies, he was a radioman and I was a radarman. His wife, my wife and I went on a Carnival cruise years ago. Well, this other radioman who I didn't really know that well, but we we knew each other casually.
Right.
He called me the other day. And he goes, "Hey, Scott." I go, "Hey, what?" He goes, "Put me on a cruise." And so they're on a cruise right now.
Oh,
And
wow.
So, but again, I had to tell him, he and his wife are elementary school teachers. And so they didn't want to go with kids. So I put them on Virgin Voyages. But you got this latest cruise ship. I don't know if you heard about it, the Icon of the Seas. It's the largest cruise ship in the world, like 7,000 passengers. And so my wife and I went on that. But again, going back to Holland America, I affectionately refer to that as the AARP cruise, Ethel, Myrtle, Gertrude, because it's mostly like 65, 70 plus, people in go-go scooters and stuff. But I love it because it is 5-star. And of course, Norwegian is good. Royal Caribbean's good. Carnival, the fun ships. And so that's my job when I'm talking to people about cruises. Now, all-inclusive resorts, when you look at my YouTube channel, I've been to the Palladium Hotel Group, and I've been to Dominican Republic, been to Cancun, and been to Jamaica. I haven't been to Sandals yet, but I've heard they're really good. But talking about vacation, and let me just say this, is that we have one shot at this. We have one at bat, and it's a 1 in 400 trillion odds that we are here. And so the one thing I've always learned, I've known, and that's why my wife and I traveled so much when we were younger, because, we only have a certain amount of time, right? And
You
so,
never know.
And so, I had a very close friend of mine. She passed away before the age of 50 of a brain tumor. And so the point I'm trying to say is that, and for you in the audience, to take advantage of this time that we have and enjoy, like I said, my daughter and son-in-law just came back from Greece. My wife and I have sailed, and I tell you, it really does good for you, because when you go to work every day, or you're cleaning the house every day, or doing laundry every day, it's good to get out of that rut, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and completely. Go ahead, Candace.
I was saying, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
So, other than the fact that this is veteran ran and designed, which should make anybody want to go to the site,
right?
What kind of difference are these veterans and active military looking at when they go and book something through you?
It's night and day, because that we military affairs and myself work closely with the airlines, with the all-inclusive resorts, with everybody to get those deep discounts. And so, and it depends. There's lots of factors that go into it, like the time of the year, or if you book last minute. Back in the day, back in my day, you could walk down to the cruise pier. This before COVID and before 9/11. You could walk down to the pier and hope that somebody got snowed in from New York, and then they say, "Hey, we got some space," and you could jump on. And so people who were retired could jump right on the cruise ship. Now, you can't do that now for a lot of reasons. But the point I'm trying to say is that the question you're asking is, about the discounts. There are deep discounts between if you would book directly with the airline, if you book directly with the cruise line, if you book directly with the resort. When you go through militaryaffairs.com, you're getting those deep discounts. And that's where really my passion is to help my fellow veterans get the benefits they deserve this way.
And, that was a really good. You are not Candace.
I know. I just got a quick question.
You didn't throw me out of the room.
Yeah,
well, I'll put you right back. So
it's on fire.
If a veteran goes to militaryaffairs.com, what's the vetting process like to make sure that they are a veteran?
Good question.
That's a very good question. I get that a lot.
Stay in the background. Some of us have other questions.
Well, the thing is, when you say the word background, that's exactly right. We do have a algorithm that when somebody goes on there, that we get that, rectified, because we don't want non-veterans being able to go on that website and getting the deep discounts, because the cruise lines aren't going to like it, the airlines aren't going to like it, and the hotels are like it. So let me just say that we have it set up on the back end where we know if somebody is a veteran or not. Now, there are other websites that you may be familiar with. You go on there and you got to, ID me or stuff like that. Like if you go on the Navy Exchange website, ID me, or even like when I go onto the VA website, you got to type in a DS login or whatever. So, but the answer to your question is, it is set up on the back end that we are certifying that you are either active duty or a veteran.
Awesome. And I think I'm lagging a little bit, but that's okay. I'll fix it in a second. Okay. Willis, jump in for a second. I'm going to fix my lag and then I'll be right back.
So Scott, obviously, like it's veterans and your active military
and family members too, because
okay, so
when
I was
that wife or that husband,
with that,
right, when that wife or that husband or whatever, you know, are going to see their relative in Tokyo or going to Italy or whatever. So again, and of course, those spouses have military IDs as well, and so that is correct. You know, veterans, active duty, and family members.
So just spouses.
Of military.
Just spouses, or do you do children as well?
We do children as well. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I count. No.
Oh, you always count, Candace.
Thanks, Daddy.
I don't like. Don't say it like that. Anyway,
my daddy's
I'm a huge mental health proponent. So
yeah,
anyway.
My daddy's watching right now, so I have to think.
Hey, Dad.
Daddy.
So maybe I'm old school, or maybe this question is going to be weird, but you know. Do you provide sort of a concierge style service, or how does that work?
Well, that's a very good question. Now, if it's a cruise, I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to make sure you get your boarding pass. I'm going to make sure that everything's lined up so you don't have a problem. For example, like my friend Hardy, who was on this cruise with his wife. I mean, I walked him right through it. I sent him links to make sure. So on cruises, I definitely, boom, Now, on the other side, if you go to militaryfairs.com, there's a phone number in the upper right-hand corner. You can talk to one of my agents, and they will walk you through everything as well. Make sure you get your boarding pass, this, that, and the other. So when you say a concierge service, yes. Now, when you're talking about all-inclusive resorts, again, I'm a professional at that. But yes, we do. We want to make sure you have that great customer service because, my wife and I, every night, we're watching TV, and you hear it every day. AI.
Right.
And I never want to get to the point where you're seeing a whatever of me. You're seeing Scott Lara. And it's the same way with travel or with other things. I mean, I had a problem with the car insurance the other day. Press 1 for this, press 7 for this, press 6 for this.
Yes.
Or like when you call the pharmacy to try to get a refill on your prescription. I mean, it's like, come on. And so the concierge, that personal service, that's what, we're doing at militaryfairs.com. That's why I give out my email all the time, scott@militaryfairs.com. If somebody has a question, a concern or something, I'm going to move heaven and earth to make sure you're good to go. Because let me tell you something, you never have a second chance to make a good first impression.
100%.
And I want to make sure that the people that go to my website, my fellow veterans, my brothers and sisters who serve or who have served, that they have a great experience. Because I'll tell you what my goal is. I want Tommy to tell Tyler. I want Caitlin to tell Amber. I want the word out there so that we're a trusted website. And, people look at reviews and all this stuff. And, you look at reviews all the time. I mean, if it's a restaurant, if it's a car dealership or whatever, a cruise line even, you're going to look and see, like, give you an example. MSC Cruises. I was on MSC last year, and at that time, they did not have a lot of great reviews. Well, my daughter said, Dad, just go and have an open mind. Well, I had an open mind. They're really making a lot of improvements, and I like them. And I'll be going back on them again with my family. And so with cruises and all these other things, reviews are so critical. And that's why if you look at the website, you'll see, like, the people have said, nice stuff about us. And again, your reputation, I mean, you got to have a good reputation or else, and what the fact of the matter is that people are much more likely to criticize something than to say something good. And anytime, let me give you an example. This past weekend, I took my grandsons to like this bouncy playland place.
Right.
And it was great. I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and my little little granddaughter's like, I think almost 6 months now. But the two boys, they had a great time. It was safe. It was good. I went on Google, did a good review, and they reviewed it back. They, left and thank you for the great review. So yes. I think reviews are critical.
I do too. I try to review. Like if I have a really good time at a restaurant, I will leave a review, and 9 times out of 10, I get that little bing. and it's the restaurant or whatever, saying thank you or whatever. But you had mentioned, so there, and Candace, I know you, I see you want to ask a question. I'm going to get right to you. No, you're good. You're good. I like it. You said, there's a phone number on the website and whatever, and this may be a make or break for a lot of people. I know it is for me. Where is your call center?
I'm going to be honest with you. My guys are in India.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, I could hire people in the Philippines. I could hire people here in the U.S., but I have personally trained and talked to my staff, and they speak. When you talk to them, it is just like talking to me or talking to you all, very good English. But again, the fact of the matter is that the way the labor, you guys know how this is, right?
I understand.
Oh, let me just say this. The thing is, when you walk into a McDonald's, back in my day, you could go to the counter and order from a person. Nowadays, you got to do it on an iPad. Well, that's because of the labor market. I know you all probably have heard this, or the audience out there has probably heard this. Like working from home, right? Wells Fargo fired a whole bunch of people because they were faking moving their mouses and doing the keyboard. And so, to do that, Wells Fargo fires people. Google that. But the point I'm just trying to say is, to answer your question and be transparent, I have one of my staff, my senior staff, he's in Ukraine, and my wife and I pray for him and his family every day.
Oh yeah.
And but our guys, my staff are in India.
Fair. I have no issue with that. I do have an issue with, if I can't understand the individual, but you explained that very well, that you personally have trained your staff.
Yes, I have.
I have full confidence in it now, but I had to ask. Candace,
sure,
go ahead.
Of course. Candace, you got a question?
Well, I didn't have a question. I was just going to talk about reviews and like how much that's changed. We talk about like back in the day, walking into McDonald's or something, anywhere now. It's become so self-service, but there's so much that you do on the internet now. And, reviews didn't used to be a big thing. And it's something like I'm extra into right now because of my job. Hey, everybody gives me a 5-star review at work right now. I get a $10 bonus every one. And it doesn't have to be specific to me, just to my store. But like having those reviews nowadays, that's what people do. It's the first thing people do when somebody tells them about something. They're like, ooh, I want to go look at the reviews. And
Michael, I just want to say thank you for that comment there. I just read that about software developers and stuff like that. I mean, when you think of India, you're thinking of doctors and you're thinking of these professionals. And like I said, I would hire American guys any day of the week. But again, you've got to look at the cost. And if I can pass the savings on to fellow veterans, I want to do that.
That makes perfect sense. Am I lagging again? Am I lagging?
Yep. You are.
I am.
It's a man thing. Maybe it's a Marine thing.
It's all the great discounts. It's just lagging me. Hey, Willis, jump in. I got to do it again.
It's the crowns.
It's the crowns.
They ate way too many crowns. These Marines.
No, I think it's the internet overall, because like even my internet's been acting wonky today.
I'm good.
I want to give a shout out to Adam Bird. He's the founder of Heroes Media Group. Adam, I'm going to give you a shout out. I want to give Travis from Oscar Mike Radio, Kevin Cash, everybody that's out here right now in chat, Michael Bauer. Thank you guys for jumping on to our first Tuesday episode of Homefront Sitrep. We got plenty more coming. I want to thank Scott Lara from militaryfairs.com for coming on here on a short notice. I know we talked in the past and it kind of got shuffled around and we got busy doing other things. And I'm just grateful that you were able to come on and talk about militaryfairs.com, because I've seen it. I've never utilized it. I've always wanted to utilize it, but I'm like, because when I go on vacation, we normally go with like 20 to 30 people. Mm-hmm. Now, if I go on there and I scheduled 20 to 30 people, would that discount apply to the whole thing, or just?
Let me tell you this.
Let me tell you this.
First of all, you would go for free basically if you had 20 or 30 people, especially on a cruise. Because if you are a person who is a leader, like we are leaders, and you get a group of people together on a cruise, you're basically going to go for free. Now, if you got a group of people like to go on whatever, go to Washington or something, yeah, we're going to have discounts for everybody, as long as they're military and so forth. But you put a group together, and this is for the audience. If there's somebody out there, if it's a class reunion, if it's a Morrison, USS Morrison reunion, Ticonderoga reunion, there is money in there to make sure that group leader is getting perks. Let me put it that way.
Got it. I do want to shout out to, where did he go? Oh, Michael Bauer. I did see earlier that you said that this was your first live. Thank you for tuning in, and welcome to HomeFront Sitrep, man. We're all family here. And also thank you for being an active chat member. We love it.
Look,
if you guys have questions, man, please type them. Go ahead, Candace.
Yes, there's something about Michael Bauer. So there's a funny story. You talk about family here and stuff. It's not funny. And Willis, if you want to jump in on this and stop me, you can. But Willis called me the other day and kind of had a panic attack because somebody sent him a friend request. Well, Willis unfortunately lost his brother when his brother was 10 years old, and his brother's name was Michael Bauer.
Oh my.
Oh wow.
And so when he got that friend request, it was kind of like,
whoa, man.
30 years later.
Yeah, 30 years later, and I get an email that says Michael Bauer wants to be friends on Facebook, and I'm like, holy fuck.
Right.
Like, what the hell? And, so I went ahead and I did add him because it was on the HomeFront Sitrep side of things. So I did add him. And then I sent him a message earlier today, and I was like, hey, I just want to give you a heads up. You gave me a hell of a fright the other day.
Yeah.
And, and he just, sorry for the heart attack.
Yeah, sorry for the heart attack.
Dude,
it was just one of those coinky dink things that, it came out of nowhere, and Willis was like, I don't even know what happened today. And I was like, whoa, it was just, anyways. So yes, we're all family here.
Yes, we are.
I'm excited when we get first timers coming on, especially on our first Tuesday night.
Yes.
And to back what they said, Scott, thank you so much for doing this last minute.
Oh yeah. By the way, HomeFront Sitrep has a new logo. If you look up in the upper left-hand corner, we have a new logo.
Lost.
You did.
Well, you won, Willis. You won. Hey.
That's okay. We'll make a shirt out of the other one, and
it
we'll sell the crap out of it. It'll be
I didn't
great.
even notice that it was on the overlay until just now. Did you just?
I have a. I think maybe a niche question or whatever.
Please.
So you were talking about these all-inclusive resorts.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't drink. And I know that's a huge pull for all-inclusive, but for somebody like me that does not touch alcohol whatsoever, is it still worth it?
Oh, 110%. Because you could drink a virgin drink. You could drink soda, you can drink tea and something like that. And I really don't drink. So the point I'm trying to say is that when we say all-inclusive resort, that means all the food included, the pool, the activities, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, if you go to my YouTube channel, you just type in Scott Lara, you'll see all my videos on the Palladium resorts. You will see, all this fun stuff you could do. And the story behind that is that when COVID hit, see, the thing is, I've done cruising for many, many years. And when cruising stopped, it's like, oh my gosh. And so I pivoted to the Palladium Hotel Group. And some friends of mine are what they call travel club. They're travel club members, and they introduced me to it. And I started seeing what was going on. And then Palladium sent me to all the resorts, Cancun, Jamaica, and Dominican Republic.
Right.
And what is so cool is you go there and you're not being nickel and dime to death. On cruises, your pictures or this, that, and the other. And it ends up in tipping and gratuities, right? Now, I will tell you on the all-inclusive resorts, it is important to still tip, because those folks are not making, a lot of money. So it is good to tip. And I think, as being a Christian, it's the right thing to do to bless other people. I'll just say that.
Right.
But the point I'm trying to say is that with all-inclusive resorts, even though you're not drinking, it's still a win-win, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, the food. Oh.
I got something to say real quick.
Please.
So when we do a lot of cruises with Carnival, and the way they do their tips and stuff like that, they break, you give this amount and it gets separated to everybody.
Yeah.
So what we do is like we normally gravitate to like one person in the chow hall, and then so what we do is we take that money back and we get it back and we get it in an envelope, and then we go give it to who we want to give it to, the ones that took care of us the whole cruise. That way they get more of the money, because if they divvy it up between everybody on that boat, they're getting a minimal amount of a tip. So we want to make sure we take care of our people that are, taking care of our cabin, taking care of us at the bar, taking care of us in the food line, whether we go to like the little small restaurants on the Lido deck or whatever. And we do the same thing when we go to all inclusives. We went to St. Martin's, so we do an adults trip only at the beginning of January.
Okay.
And we went to St. Martin. Well, they do the same thing at the all-inclusive resort. The tips are all put together and then it's distributed. Well, we make sure we get that money so we can give it to who we want to give it to. So I'm definitely going to, because we're planning another trip to St. Martin's here at the beginning in January. So I'm definitely going to go on I'm going to email you and say, hey, I'm getting ready to look into this, and hopefully we can get a pretty good deal.
Oh, you'll get a great deal. I'll tell you that right now. But the point is, my wife and I have been to St. Martin a couple times. We love St. Martin, especially that airport where the planes come in real low at the beach right there.
Right.
Moho Beach. So we stayed at the resort. We stayed at the resort right there to the left at Sonesta,
right?
The Sonesta Resort, and because everything's right there. I mean, you got the casino there. You got everything. The Strip is right there. You can look out your bedroom window and watch the planes land.
Right.
I love St.
Well, let me comment real quick on your tip comment, because I understand, and everybody can do what they want to do. If you want to take off your gratuity, your automatic gratuity, which, I mean, they're going up. It used to be like $9 a day per person per day. Now it's like $12, $13, $14, $15, $16 per day. And so I understand your mentality of saying, listen, I want to give that money to the people I see. Now, the cruise lines will say, you have those gratuities and they're going to the guys washing dishes or the guys doing the laundry. But that is your right to do what you want. I will say this for the audience. My concern is that last night of the cruise, and Willis, I'm sure you've seen this when you've been on a cruise ship, that whole long line of 100 people at the guest services desk taking their tips off. And I'll tell you why they do it. They spent too much at the casino. They spent too much on pictures. They spent too much on shore excursions. Mm-hmm. And they get that bill at the end and they go, oh my gosh, this is like a couple $100. My thought is, if you can't afford to tip, you really shouldn't go. Go to Orlando.
Yes.
Go to the little water park. But please don't go on a cruise. And people say, well, I got these little kids. I shouldn't have to pay a tip on them. Well, I can tell you my 6-year-old and my 4-year-old, if they spill the chocolate milk, or if the waiters are being nice to them and bring them an extra waffle, or if they dance. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. Thank you. The point is that you should still tip. And again, I just think, you reward for good service. And I can tell you, especially with Carnival, I mean, I got over 80 days on Carnival, that I know the crew works hard to give service. Now, I will have to give a shout out to Virgin Voyages, because Virgin Voyages, that's Sir Richard Branson's brand. And it's adults only, no tipping, no gratuities. As I mentioned, my daughter and son-in-law just came off of a cruise there from Greece, had a great time. It was their second time on Virgin Voyages. And again, it's really great. But that's my comment on tipping.
And the more that we talk, the more excited I get. My wife and I we got married in 2016, and we have not had a honeymoon yet.
It's time.
It is. And I don't want to say my ideas in my head, because she may be watching. But this excites me, because at any time I thought about doing our honeymoon, I would get anxiety, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, right. I can get around the U.S., whatever, fine. But outside of the country, the only times I've been outside of the country was to meet new people, discover new cultures, and possibly kill them in the Marine Corps. So right. Sorry, but I don't know. And I did not before now. I did not have a source that I could trust to go to. I'm not going to trust the Delta website. I don't trust corporate like high corporate America. I just don't. Personal preference. I'm not saying, everybody do what you want. This is just my personal preference. So Michael, thank you for that idea. I didn't think about that. But, it's just nice to know. And I do want to know, everybody to know that's watching and that will watch during the replay, that I'm not a very trusting person when it comes to things like this. However, you, sir, have won me over. You seem like a very, very stand-up individual. And I would be glad to book everything from here on out with you and your company. And I suggest, those of you that are watching, like, if you're not convinced, search, go look at the reviews.
Look, it just took a Marine 33 minutes and 50 seconds to trust somebody.
Yeah. And that's,
well, the fact of the matter is people buy from who you know, you like, you trust. And being veteran owned, being veteran run and everything like this, this is something that's very important to me. And, when you serve, people who don't serve or who haven't served don't understand this bond. And right. Like with these folks that I just met, 47 minutes ago, we immediately have that bond because of what we share, and what it is share of love of country. What it is dedication and putting our names on the line, ourselves on the line when we join whatever age. I mean, I joined when I was 18, and that's what makes us different. And you're right about trust. I mean, nowadays, it's even like with these political ads. Is that really Trump talking? Is that really Biden talking? Is that really,
right.
whoever? You don't know. And so
right.
Trust is huge. And I try to earn that trust every day.
And that's so super true. And I have to cut in here because speaking of trust and the people that you trust and believe in, like, we have some great sponsors that we trust in and trust in us to help us run HomeFront Sitrep. And we're going to throw on and pay our bills right now.
Let's do this.
Owner of Talents here. And I just want to say that we are ecstatic to be a major sponsor of HomeFront Sitrep, a community that is ran by veterans and made for veterans. So thank you for tuning in. Talents was formed in order to create a music scene that was together in the form of a collective, so that no one has to do everything on their own. And guess what? We've been doing this for free for over a year. So please go and check out Talents through Facebook or through our official website at www.talenttalents.com. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for tuning in to HomeFront Sitrep, a veteran-owned and operated podcast just for you.
My name's Rick Ames. I own Louisville Local Entertainment, a company for music shows, promotions, and bookings in the Louisville music scene. As a veteran, it's my honor to support and sponsor local veteran-owned businesses such as HomeFront Sitrep, made by veterans for veterans. So if you're in the music business and need some help booking or promoting a show for free, look me up. Louisville Local Entertainment. And thanks for tuning in to HomeFront Sitrep.
Gear up in style wearing Got Your Six apparel. Every purchase makes a difference. It's more than just clothing, it's a statement of gratitude. Upgrade without breaking the bank. Discover cost-effective, high-quality clothing made in the USA. Each shirt is handcrafted by our team in the great state of Texas and shipped for free to your front door. Got Your Six is where quality meets purpose. We're a small veteran-owned business that takes pride in the mission and the value of our products. Join us in growing a community, supporting our heroes, veterans, and first responders by wearing a custom design.
I thought you'd never ask.
Visit sameflagsameoath.com and use the code Triple Threat for 10% off. Follow us on all social media platforms for any upcoming releases or events, and you can reach out to us with questions anytime. We are here to support our brothers and sisters.
Hey guys, Mac Verdi here with Veteran Mortgage Solutions. As rates are dropping, home values are going to start to go up. It's time to start looking if you're looking to purchase a home. That being said, we are an all-military veteran loan officer team. We know the ins and outs of the VA home loan. We are considered the experts in this field. Give us a call today. Go to our website, veteranmortgagesolutions.com. Fill out my quick form. I'll give you $500 off for its closing costs. Have a great day.
Look, so I'm going to jump in real quick before you can even start talking, Brandon, because I'm going to lose it. When Willis was talking earlier about like a big group of people going, so I have to ask about that. Like, this is for veterans and active military and their families. What happens on something like that? Like, is a veteran or active military capable of going on and booking through military fairs for a large group?
Well, let's say you're a member of the military and you got a family, and let's just say you want to go on a cruise, right? And so what would happen is, you know, if you got more than 16 people and 8 cabins, like, you know, 2 persons per cabin, that one person basically goes for free. And
Okay.
so the thing is, and then some of those people may be military, may not be military, and we can work out those details. Now, regarding airfare and hotels, that's on a case-by-case basis. If you say, okay, listen, we're all going to go to Chicago and stay at whatever hotel, you know, I would call the hotel. We would, you know, say it's a military member that's coming and get like a group rate. And also with the inclusive resorts, I'd make a phone call like to Palladium and say, okay, I have Brandon. He's a military person. He's got like 6 family members. We're going to get a great discount for him. So again, that's where, you know, the question was asked about this concierge service. And that's where I tell you, it's in my best interest to do that, because if I can give your family, if I can give your, you know, reunion group, if I can give your, you know, group great service and a great discount, you're going to tell your friends, and that's going to help, you know, us grow. And so it's a win-win.
This just keeps getting better and better. Like all of the possibilities, and I hope that every veteran and active service member right now and their family that's watching tells, you know, Tyler tells Tommy, like you were saying, like just
yeah.
Yes, it's a great resource that I think they all deserve.
Well, part of my job is to get the word out about militariaffairs.com, because I'm big on social media, over 1 million views on my YouTube channel. You know, I've been doing this a long time, and I want to thank, you know, HomeFront Sitrep, because for you guys, what you're doing out there, getting the word out, you know, to your for your sponsors, and you can count on me starting tomorrow to be sharing what you guys are doing, because, you know, with veterans,
thank you.
It's such an important space to be in, and, you know, like I said, Veterans Day, or you know, standing up at a Jaguar game or something. That okay, great. I know a lot of people say, you know, when they say thank you for their service, people, you know, some veterans don't like that. I love it. I'll shake somebody's hand, and or if I see a World War II veteran in an airport, I'll salute and shake their hand. But, you know, veterans need to be respected. Veterans need to be honored. Active duty, especially, and I could speak for my wife. I mean, you know, I was away a lot when I was in the military, a 6-month cruise. You know, she's back behind taking care of the kids, and so our spouses especially deserve a lot of respect, a lot of love, a lot of honor and support, you know? And so that's what I'm trying to do with militariaffairs.com. I mean, if I can help somebody save money, like somebody like Brandon, who says, I've never been on a honeymoon or something. Well, if I can help you save a couple $100, you know, to make your wife happy, you know, Scott Lara's going to do it.
He's finally got grown kids. He can think about a vacation.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So Scott, I have a question that I ask everybody
that
comes on this show. I know.
You're good.
Candace is saying, "Oh boy."
I
Yes,
love
my
it.
hair is real.
No, I
Brandon.
love it.
My hair is real. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. I was just, checking at your age. I didn't know.
That's not it. No, this is goodness.
So,
I love
and
this.
it's not a loaded question.
Okay, go
It's
ahead.
it's just an honest one.
Please.
What keeps you up at night?
Oh my gosh. Well, now do we want to talk about politics, or do we want, I mean, boy, we're going to go down a road here. And I know we're coming up against a hard break here. What keeps me up at night? I tell you, I'm really at peace with everything. I know God's in control. My wife is a huge prayer warrior, so that gives me a lot of peace. I know I just have peace. But if you were to say what keeps me up at night, I mean, with all this stuff going on in the world right now, this unrest, you look at Israel, you look at Putin was over there with, Kim Jong, today.
Right.
But again, at the end of the day, I just I just put it in God's hands. He's in control, and I do what I can do. I go to work every day. I love my wife and kids, grandkids, and try to stay fit with my wife's help. Thank you, Lord. If it were up to me, I'd eat a Stouffer French bread pizza every night with Oreo cookies and a Dr. Pepper.
That's what I'm talking about.
But my wife takes very good care of me. Hey, I'll tell you
We
a
knew
story.
what Scott's last meal is going to be.
Well, I'll tell you a quick story. Back in the day, there was this ice cream called Godiva chocolate ice cream. And I used to watch a show called The West Wing with Martin Sheen. It was about politics. And every Thursday I would go by Publix on the way home and get a pint of Godiva chocolate ice cream. Well, I would sit there in 1 hour and eat it. Well, as I'm watching the show. Well, a couple of weeks went by and I noticed I was gaining weight. And then I looked at the container and it said like 600 calories per serving, 4 servings per pint.
That's
so I
how
was
they get you.
eating about 2,400 calories in an hour. And so I have not purchased Godiva. I don't even think they make it anymore.
Look, at
It's
least
so
it was
good.
once a week and not every night.
It's
But
true.
well, it's once a week. But the point I'm just trying to say is, what keeps me up at night? Really, I sleep good. I put it in God's hands. And but this thing with all this political stuff going on, it's something. Of course, we got an election coming up, but we'll leave it at that. All I could say is I'm happy, and I thank God for my wife and my kids and my grandkids. I'm very thankful for my health, and I'm thankful for my hair. So.
Well, wonderful. And I will give you the rest of this carte blanche and just tell everybody where to find you, and we'll go from there.
Sure. Okay. So you can Google Military Fairs, FARES, militaryfairs.com. That's the website. You can Google me, Scott Lara, Lara. You'll see all my channels. You'll see me on LinkedIn. You'll see me on Twitter. You see me on Instagram. You see me on YouTube. You see all my stuff. And like and subscribe. And also for the audience, please support HomeFront Sitrep. Like, subscribe, share this with them. And together we can make a difference for our country, for our families, and for the world.
100%. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much, Skylara, for coming on the show. Again, time is the most valuable thing we have, and you just spent $1 million with us, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Well, we have come up to the hour. I'm going to thank you, Scott, and I'm going to drop you out. We're going to end the show. So thank you again so much. Whoa, I'm in the big one. There we go. That's better. Candace, I think it went well.
Oh,
that's right. I think I had fun. I learned some stuff. Well, yeah, there you go. I was going to say.
There's some amazing opportunities with that. Like, I had so many more questions.
Yeah, I think it went awesome. And we did have a lot. I think there was a lot more questions left out there. But, yeah, definitely go check out militaryfairs.com. If you're a veteran. Yeah. What's that?
They offer so many services. Like, there's the travel, there's the cruises, there's the airlines, there's the all-inclusive. Like, there's so many things that I want to know more of.
Well, and the whole point of the show is just to put it out there. The research is on you guys out there that are watching and everything. We'll bring it to you, but you gotta put in the work, just like boot camp. You got to put the work in.
Check that one out. I think everybody needs to check that one out.
Yes.
I think it was a surprise to all of us, especially with it being we've already thrown it out there. It was a last minute put together with this show with Scott, but it was awesome. What are they?
I agree. I'm looking right at you.
I had to look there. I was like, which way am I looking? Yeah, I have to look down at Sasquatch.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Tuesday
What you talking
dumpster
about,
fire.
Willis?
What you talking about, Willis? Where'd he go? Oh,
Look, this is going to be great. And, you know, like you said earlier, thank everybody for jumping on here tonight for our first Tuesday night. You know, we have to shout out to Heroes Media Group and Military United podcast streams as well, because, you know, without them, some of the things that Homefront is doing in the background right now, it wouldn't be possible. And, you know, we got some big things coming, and hopefully you guys join us along the ride.
Yeah, no, tonight was awesome. Like I said, it was kind of short notice with Scott, which we had been talking via email, and I've been wanting to get him on, and it just didn't happen. And then we started the Tuesday, Thursday, and then the Hometown Hero Outdoor that we were supposed to have on tonight. Well, one of the founders couldn't come on, so we rescheduled their episode for when he was able to come on, or we haven't rescheduled yet. I'm just waiting for him to email me when he's available.
But you know what? It all works out.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at Homefront Sitrep, we will adapt and overcome to make sure that we bring you the best in veteran programming. So keep tuning in. Sometimes it's a dumpster fire, and sometimes dumpster fires are wonderful.
It's at least going to be enjoyable while you watch it.
Oh,
like,
yeah, sure.
You're going to smile. You might cry from time to time, but that's okay. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, and you know, we here at Homefront Sitrep, we can't do what we do without people in chat talking and interacting with us, coming on, liking the stream, sharing the stream. So please go, if you're watching, wherever you're watching, whether you're watching on the Facebook, either one of the 3 platforms on Facebook with Military United podcast streams, Heroes Media Group, or Homefront Sitrep's public page, or if you're watching on YouTube, wherever you're watching,
or LinkedIn,
share it, subscribe, and you know, and because that's how we can reach farther.
There we go. Go eat a blue one. Just go eat a blue one.
That way we can reach more veterans out there, because our whole mission at Homefront Sitrep is one veteran at a time. Brandon, you did amazing today, man. I have no fear in giving you full control over Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I just hurt my shoulder.
Like I feel the love right now. I so feel the love. Like
you did great.
You're on Sunday, Monday, young lady.
I wish you were on Tuesday, Thursday.
Well, I mean, I can make her go on Tuesday and Thursday.
No, we're gonna get we got somebody. We've got somebody in the works.
I can choose to be here Tuesdays and Thursdays, but we'll
yes.
see.
Hey, so I'm gonna give a shout out to Brian Hobson here in the chat.
Brian Hobson.
This is my brother from another mother. I've known him for a really long time. He just had a surgery not too long ago. I'm not going to really go into his medical details, but Brian, I'm still praying for you, brother. I need to give you a call and check on you. So just hope you're doing well, and thank you for jumping on. Jeremy, thanks for jumping back on here as well.
And don't forget, it's never too late to call 988. If you are out there and you're having thoughts of Control-Alt-Delete or just darkness, please dial 988. Press 1 for a veteran. If you don't feel like calling, you can always text. Yes, you can text.
I know 988. That was a that I learned yesterday.
And you can just have a chat, or they have an anonymous computer online chat that you can get. So there's really no excuse. If it wasn't for 988, I wouldn't be sitting here shooting the shit with you guys. So yeah, if you need it, please reach out to 988, or hell, reach out to any one of us. My phone's always on. I know Willis's phone is on, and Candace will answer sometimes. So it's amazing.
I try to avoid the creepers, even if I know you.
Hey,
I don't blame you.
Is it time to play the commercial?
It's time to play the commercial.
Oh, wait, before we do that, we also
there's
to
more.
Show out to Monica. There is more.
Oh, that's
coming.
Yeah.
Monica.
Ask Monica. That's
ask her.
That we have with your VA.
First, we're gonna play the commercial.
Oh my goodness.
988.
This is why you have Tuesday and Thursday. Look, all of us. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's just
and it was like during the podcast yesterday, like both of you in our private chat, you saw what I said, and like halfway through our podcast yesterday, like I had a little bit of an issue, and Willis was like, "You good?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." Like you talk about the way that we just lie through our teeth sometimes about our mental health and even our physical health at times, but it's. Sometimes you push through it, and sometimes it's like, okay, I need to let this out, and it's ask that next hard question. That's what we always say here at Homefront. Like, ask that next hard question, but be ready.
If you're gonna ask it, you better listen. Yeah.
Yes.
And another good question that we ask here at Homefront Sitrep is we ask Monica things.
Oh yeah.
If you're struggling with your VA disability or VA healthcare, did you see that segue? Did you? You like that?
I don't like either one of you right now.
Yeah, you do.
I haven't been fired in several episodes. I feel it might be time for me to do something to get myself fired again.
I had to cut you out. I had to cut you out because I knew where you were going, and I was going to feel it too. I won't be sad because my son's here to visit me.
So is it time?
Yeah, somebody asks.
It's time to ask.
It's 100% would keep you around for entertainment.
You guys suck.
Oh, if you guys could read the private chats.
And Willis was like, "No, hit play."
No, we're done. Why don't you take us out, Candace?
No, I'm good.
No, you're in the big square.
Look,
take us out. I'm looking.
Well, don't. You're making me nervous now.
Okay, I'm not looking.
Still live.
Yeah, we are.
Willis hasn't done a whole lot of talking tonight. Come on,
Willis. That's because
it's not my show.
It's not his show.
It is your show.
Now look, it's us. You're in the big. Now we're equal.
He's such.
Now you're in the big screen. Yep. Take us out, Candace.
All right. Like we always say at Homefront Sitrep, stay safe out there, and we got your 6.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find Homefront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.